the two teams take the field. Rangers and Tottenham coming out together behind the match referee Kenny Hope from Glasgow. So a sun-kissed setting here, the pitch in immaculate condition, and the moment which many cynics believe would never happen was the arrival of a high-profile Roman Catholic in Rangers colours at Ibrox. There's Maurice Johnston taking the salute from the Rangers fans. Now that is a very healthy reception for Johnston. There was some doubt about how they may respond. It's a big afternoon also for Trevor Stevens, signed from Everton. His transfer fee still to establish. He'll play in midfield. Gary Lineker now lining up for Tottenham Hotspur, England international, and the man on whom Terry Venables is pinning a lot of hopes for his championship run this season. And from Coventry City for £750,000 is Steve Sedgley. So there's the Rangers lineup. That's just about their strongest available 11. And they combine McCoist with Johnston in attack. That's the international partnership for Scotland, with Kevin Drinkle relegated to the bench. And Terry Venables a little earlier in his preparation this season, with the English season starting a couple of weeks after the Scottish one. So they have to integrate Naeem in midfield from Barcelona, and Steve Sedgley also, their winning number 7. The referee this afternoon, one of Scotland's most experienced officials, Kenny Hope from Glasgow. Got capacity crowd at Ibrox as Spurs get the match underway. And a superb setting. This virtually all-seater stadium, with Richard Gough playing against his former club there, easing that back to Chris Woods. There's Gough, who signed for Rangers from Tottenham. Oh, one again by Johnston in the air. Mabbutt turns it back as McCoist closes in. Applause once again for Maurice Johnston. Header, here's Johnston. Walters. Gascoigne trying to get back on terms. There's Johnston. Wide to direct the header down to Ali McCoist. A little explanation there from Johnston. Played in to the head of Maurice Johnston. The head flick on and looking for McCoist, but it was picked up by Foster. Stevens. Good running again by Johnston. He's followed by Butters. Well, typical selfless running from Johnston, colliding there with the cameramen. He did well to earn that corner kick for Rangers. Well beaten there by Mabbutt. There's Ian Ferguson. Johnston! First real sight of goal. Oh, Johnston was very sharp indeed. Mabbutt's great header out was then played in by Ian Ferguson. Attempted a shot, I reckon. Spun off Gough. There was Johnston on the turn, and the shot is off target. So an enforced change being made early in the match by Tottenham. Chris Hughton limping off with an early injury. His replacement is Bergson, the Icelandic international. So Gudni Bergson comes on. And some reorganisation of the Tottenham ranks. It's Bergson who's on at right back. Fenwick has crossed over to the left to fill the Hughton role. Stevens plays it forward. Butters doing well in the air. Here's Ian Ferguson again. Wilkins with the disguised pass to Walters. Here's Trevor Stephen. Trying the controlled left foot shot. It's impressive again from Rangers. Good understanding here as Trevor Stephen came striding forward and tried to guide that beyond Thorstvedt with his left foot. Here's Gough for Rangers. Boys couldn't control that. The challenge came from Bergson. Neat piece of play from Lineker. Gascoigne releasing him again with a fine pass. It's Lineker trying to sprint through the gap, but Butcher closed it. Two England teammates in that little joust, which Butcher won. There's Walters. Johnston has found space on the left. Stephen and McCoist wait in the middle. There's McCoist! The best opportunity of the match. Johnston was the creator. McCoist with a chance for the header. It was too straight at Thorstvedt. Well read by Wilkins. He came off Sedgley to pick up the head flick. There's Gascoigne. Over carrying the ball. Trevor Stephen wins it. And Wilkins again calling for the ball to be switched back to the far side. Walters with that little shimmy did not deceive Butters, but there's Stevens, and now Trevor Stephen. There's Johnston! Brilliantly saved by Thorstvedt. Now Maurice Johnston trying so hard to give the Rangers fans a goal at Ibrox. Lobbed in beautifully there by Trevor Stephen. Powerful header by Johnston. Thorstvedt did well. Back with Thorstvedt. And there goes the half-time whistle. A first half which I think would please Graham Souness a little more than Terry Venables. But it was very encouraging to see Maurice Johnston take into the hearts of the Rangers fans. And he was involved with Ally McCoist in a couple of very good incidents. It was Mo Johnston who set up perhaps the best chance of the first half with a run on the left, a superb out-swinging cross, a powerful header by McCoist saved by Thorstvedt. And then Johnston himself going for a lob from Trevor Stephen. A diving, powerful header, and once again, some excellent goalkeeping denying the Rangers strikers. So, a half-time score at Ibrox, Rangers 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. 44,000 crowd here at Ibrox, thoroughly enjoying the first half fair, and looking forward to see some goals perhaps in the second period as Rangers restart the match. No change in their opening lineup. Tottenham too, having been forced to make that early change with Chris Hughton going off, have made no further changes so far. Although the clubs have agreed they can use any of a substantial number of substitutes who are available. And the free kick is given to Tottenham. So Terry Venables came down from his seat in the stand midway through that first half to have some long-range words with his players. He wasn't entirely happy, and he certainly must have been a bit concerned about the manner in which Rangers began to dictate the game the longer it went on. No complaints though with Guy Butters in central defence, number 2, playing alongside Gary Mabbott. Looking very impressive indeed for one so young. There's Gary Stevens. Johnston's instant control. Eased out of that by Gascoigne's strength. Sedgley, good pass for Stewart. Then McDowell left back. Here's Sedgley again. Paul Stewart hustled out of it by Gough. Well, that pass wasn't meant for Walters, but he turned it into a good one. It's back with Stevens. Here's Wilkins. Monroe comes forward again. The layoff came from McCoist. Here's Ian Ferguson. Stevens with long-range effort, half blocked by Butters. It's back now with Ian Ferguson. Trevor Stephen calls to the ball on the near side. Rangers getting players into the box. And Trevor Stephen looking for a corner kick. He's sure that was deflected. Well, this is interesting. The way he comes inside, he did this once in the first half too, and tried to steer one with his left foot towards the far corner. Now Walters. Ian Ferguson. Now with Trevor Stephen. Stevens on the right. Stephen inside. That certainly was deflected for the corner. And Rangers now pulling a screw in the Tottenham defence. And referee Kenny Hope is having to take some action now. There has been a little bit of aggravation involving Paul Gascoigne and Ian Ferguson, the two number 8s. Gary Mabbott trying to calm down Ian Ferguson, who's a volatile character at the best of times. So too is Paul Gascoigne. And they've been exchanging some pleasantries off the ball, as well as having some very tough contests when the ball was in play. And the two captains, Terry Butcher and Gary Mabbott, getting involved to calm down their young midfield men. Well, Gascoigne and Ferguson certainly play for keeps, there's no question about that. They're still having a few words with each other. Corner kick taken by Trevor Steven. Goes Ferguson, but the collision there with Gascoigne is still nasty, there's no question about that. Gascoigne reacting angrily to Ian Ferguson's challenge. And this is very unsavoury indeed. Paul Stewart and Mo Johnston squaring up. Gary Mabbott acting the role of peacemaker. And referee Kenny Hope suddenly finds in this friendly match he has a major task to control feelings which are running high all of a sudden. Well, when that high ball spun towards Ian Ferguson and Paul Gascoigne, it was a hefty challenge by Ferguson to the back of Gascoigne. Then a very angry reaction from Gascoigne and other players becoming involved. Mo Johnston initially, I think, trying to separate the players, but incurring the wrath of Paul Stewart. Gary Mabbott working very hard, so too is Terry Butcher to keep things under control. What action will be taken by referee Hope? He's certainly going to show a card to these players. And will it be yellow or red? That's the question. Well, they're very youthful, exuberant players. Ian Ferguson is booked. And I wonder if the managers, Graham Souness and Terry Venables, will be tempted to remove either of both these players to ensure no further trouble. Gascoigne also is booked. Well, they're operating in the same area of the field, right in the middle of the field. Two determined players. Gary Lineker having a very stern word with his England and Tottenham teammate Paul Gascoigne, trying to keep him under control. Same thing has happened to Ian Ferguson with Ray Wilkins and Terry Butcher working hard to keep him calm. Headed by Monroe. Here's Walters. Well, it's to be hoped there's no hefty tackle the next few minutes by any of the players, because the match suddenly is simmering. There's a push by Butters and McCoist. The referee allows play to continue. Well, that's the kind of thing which I was concerned about. There's Gascoigne. Away from Ferguson, holding off Stephen and running into Butcher. There's Goff. Well, you have the impression now the red mist over the eyes of Gascoigne and Ferguson, and let's hope that disappears very quickly indeed. There's Wilkins across to Monroe. There's Walters. Stevens again with lots of space on the right for Rangers. Ian Ferguson's dummy. There's Walters. Well, that almost surprised Eric Thorstvedt in the Tottenham goal. Good dummy this from Ferguson. Perhaps getting a call from Walters. The keeper again showing a safe pair of hands. There's Spartan hard up front, so is Johnston. Stevens to Stephen. Good pass from Ferguson. This is Gary Stevens. Pace of the match suddenly has quickened. Here's Trevor Steven! And the goal which delights the Rangers fans from Trevor Steven. Former Everton player scoring in style. It was Ian Ferguson who set that up. Here's Gary Stevens. The pass goes inside to his former Everton clearance from Ferguson. Good play by Gary Stevens. He took a knock there from Sedgley. Rangers still have possession. It's Mo Johnston. Stephen with a layoff. There's Wilkins. Now it's with Walters. Coming inside. Tackled well by Bergson. Wilkins to McCoist. And a point-blank save from Forsberg. Here's Gary Stevens making for the byline, and the corner kick conceded by Fenwick. But superb play again from Rangers. A pass from Wilkins opening up the Tottenham defence, and McCoist denied by Forsberg. Handed away firmly by Gascoigne. Stevens had to be accurate with the pass to Stephen, which has hit a lot of power. And there's a collision there involving Lineker and Gascoigne. Lineker has taken a hefty knock in the face, and the flag is up for offside. And there's a bad cut above the eye of Gary Lineker. And that was a collision with Paul Gascoigne, a totally accidental one. Well, let's see how all this happened. Clever Stephen there. There was Gascoigne and Lineker going for the same ball. The heads collided. Down goes Lineker. Paul Walsh is number 12. Former Liverpool striker. And he will replace Lineker. Barry Butcher stretches his neck muscles in there to win possession from Walsh. McCoist and Johnston together. There goes McCoist. It's fine running. And a great effort by McCoist. Turned aside by Forsberg. But it was that devastating combination. Johnston and McCoist once again. McCoist using his strength to hold off Bergson, but what a good save it was by Forsberg. But no more. There goes the final whistle. Here's the scoreline. Rangers running out winners deservedly by 1-0. They certainly had the better of exchanges throughout the match, and it was Trevor Stephen who delivered the winning goal 9 minutes into the second half. A fine piece of play, coming inside from the flank and drilling the ball home with his left foot. It was a win which Rangers richly deserved, and they also had the bonus of the reception from Mo Johnston. Johnston applauding the fans. They've taken to him warmly this afternoon. No sign of any reaction at all of an adverse nature to the former Celtic striker. And exchanging a smile there with Eric Forsberg. The applause for Johnston as he departs. Rangers winning this very important prestige match, and for Tottenham Hotspur, a few worries there for Terry Venables and his team, who struggled throughout the match. The final score, Rangers 1, Tottenham 0.
Well, it's the first game for Rangers at Ibrox. How did you feel about it?
Oh, it was a tremendous match, tremendous reception from the fans. That was most important for me. But we got a good victory, 1-0 over Spurs, who are a very good team in England. So I'm looking forward to the start of the season.
Did you have some concern about how the Ibrox crowd might react to you when you came out of that tunnel?
No, well, I played in 3 of the matches. Open Doors, Broomfield, Partick, Kilmarnock. They gave me a great reception, as was today.
Were you conscious during the game of the fact that virtually any touch was getting a round of applause?
No, well, obviously I've got to keep on working at my game. I've came here to score goals, and that's what I'm going to do.
Was there any measure of disappointment for you today that you didn't find that you had one good chance in the first half, I recall?
Yeah, I had a great chance. Trevor played it to the back post. I tried to pick my spot, whereas normally I'd have just belted it. Having said that, we got the victory what we needed.
There seemed to be signs later on in the match that your combination with Ali McCoist was working well. Did you feel that?
Yeah, so that's the second time this season where we've played up front. We've scored 4 goals between us. I think we looked sharp there, and obviously we're looking forward to St Mirren game on Saturday.
And do you think that your potential problems folk thought you might have off the field are now things not to worry about as far as the Rangers fans are concerned?
I think it's really the media who's bringing all the attentions in the newspapers. There's not really any problem because I'll not be going anywhere. As I say, I've came back here for my family. I came back to play for Glasgow Rangers, and that's all I'm interested in.
And you feel that you can settle in here very quickly?
Yes, I've settled in. Easily the guys have been great, the management have been great, and as I say, the fans have been great.
Maurice, all the very best to you. Thanks very much indeed.